There are structures that appear on Earth as if defying the very laws of physics and human understanding. From stone temples to vast fortresses hidden atop mist-shrouded peaks, they all possess a timeless beauty. Scientists strive to decipher these impossible places, yet the answers remain buried in the mists of the past. We are always proud of modern technology, but in the presence of these colossal stones, that pride seems to vanish completely. Every cut, every remaining edge hints at a civilization that reached its peak before fading into oblivion. Let your mind wander and feel the pulse of these unanswered mysteries. When discussing ancient architecture that defies scientific explanation, we often think of the pyramids or Stonehenge. Yet right here in Vietnam, there is a 1,000-year-old structure that continues to baffle archaeologists and modern materials engineers. Upon closer inspection, a peculiar detail emerges. Millions of brilliant red, fired bricks are stacked so tightly that not even a thin knife blade could be inserted between them. Modern science has analyzed countless samples, yet remains unable to determine with certainty exactly what binding agent the ancient Cham people employed. Others believe the bricks were stacked before being fully fired, after which the entire tower was set ablaze, allowing the bricks to fuse together. Regardless of the specific technique, it remains a technological enigma that far surpasses the understanding of that era. In the 20th century, when experts attempted to use cement or modern mortars to bond or replace the old bricks, despite enduring 1,000 years of harsh tropical weather, scorching sun, and relentless rain, the surface of these ancient bricks remains a vibrant red dye and completely free from the ravages of moss or mold. Standing at the base of the Temple of Jupiter, the first thing that takes one's breath away is the trio of megalithic blocks known as the Trilithon. Each stone block in this trio weighs approximately 800 tons, equivalent to the weight of 300 cars or several Boeing 747 aircraft. They do not rest on the ground. Instead, they were lifted and placed with perfect precision atop another layer of stone foundation at a height of roughly 7 to 10 meters. The joints between these massive blocks are so tight that not even a thin sheet of paper or a razor blade could slide between them. What tools did the Romans use to cut and shape the stone? With such precision, transport it over hundreds of meters and lift 800-ton blocks to that height without compromising the stone's structural integrity. Even today's most advanced heavy-duty cranes face significant risks when handling such massive loads in confined spaces. Even today's most advanced heavy-duty cranes face significant risks when handling such massive loads in confined spaces. Many researchers share the view that the Romans may have simply built their temple atop an incredibly robust megalithic foundation that had already existed for millennia. Baalbek is not merely a historical site, it is a scar in the timeline of human knowledge, a reminder that there may have once existed technologies or civilizations that modern history has inadvertently forgotten. Many people believe the pyramids represent the sole pinnacle of ancient Egyptian achievement. Yet upon entering the Karnak temple, one is compelled to ask, what kind of technology did the ancients truly possess? Consider the hypostyle hall featuring 134 colossal stone columns, with the tallest reaching 21 meters and weighing over 60 tons. However, what leaves modern engineers dumbfounded is not merely the sheer scale of these impossible places. How did the people of that era hoist stone beams weighing tens of tons to the tops of columns as tall as a 7-story building, all within an incredibly confined space? The ultra-hard granite blocks were cut with perfectly flat surfaces and fitted together so tightly that not even a thin blade could slide between them. Furthermore, monolithic granite obelisks weighing hundreds of tons were transported from the Aswan quarries located hundreds of kilometers away. Modern science terms this large-scale manual labor. Yet looking at such flawless precision, was it truly achieved solely through human effort, bronze chisels, and ropes? Before you stands the Kailasa temple, a masterpiece that not only defies history, but also leaves modern structural engineers scratching their heads. Most architecture in the world follows a classic rule: lay the foundation, first stack the bricks, and finally add the roof. Kailasa, however, is the exact opposite. Ancient carvers selected a basalt mountain and carved straight down from the summit. Not a single brick was laid, nor was a drop of cement or mortar used. The entire massive temple complex, standing as tall as a 12-story building, is actually a single monolithic block of stone. To create space for the temple, approximately 200,000 to 400,000 tons of rock were cut and removed. They had only chisels, hammers, and manual levers, no excavators, no explosives, and no laser technology. How did they excavate 5 tons of rock per hour continuously for 18 years without a single day off, while transporting that massive volume of stone out of the narrow gorge without leaving a trace? It is estimated that approximately 2 million blocks of black volcanic stone were used to construct Borobudur. What makes this feat extraordinary is that the entire structure was built without a single drop of mortar or binding agent. Ancient architects carved the stone blocks into an interlocking system akin to ancient Lego fitting together with millimeter precision. Despite being situated in a region prone to frequent earthquakes and volcanic eruptions, over the past millennium, the structure has remained stable, capable of self-adjustment. Modern science has yet to explain how people in the 8th and 9th centuries could calculate such perfect flexibility and seismic resilience without the aid of precision measuring instruments. Borobudur is far more than just a temple. It is a colossal 3D mandala embodying the Buddhist worldview. Rising from the base to the summit are 3 distinct realms: Kamadhatu, Rupadhatu, and Arupadhatu. How could they map out such a complex and precise master plan from an aerial perspective akin to a drone's eye view when in the 8th century humanity possessed no flying devices whatsoever? What does that mean? This structure predates Egypt's Great Pyramid of Giza by more than 500 years, and Stonehenge by nearly 1,000 years. Approaching the entrance, one is immediately struck by a massive stone block covered in mysterious triple spiral patterns. Neolithic people perfectly calculated the slope and lined the drainage channels on each stone slab without the use of mortar. Despite the passage of more than 5,000 years, the corbelled roof structure within the 19-meter-long passageway remains completely dry. Neolithic people perfectly calculated the slope and lined the drainage channels on each stone slab without the use of mortar. Modern science can only marvel at this timeless, flawless waterproofing capability. Thousands of tons of stone were transported from distances of tens of kilometers without the use of wheels. Its alignment to capture the winter solstice light has maintained its precision for over 50 centuries. A spiritual tomb, an astronomical clock, or a ritual machine for rebirth. No one has been able to say for sure. You stand on the ground, seeing nothing beneath your feet, but a jumble of shallow, scratched-out lines. Yet the moment you board a plane and rise hundreds of meters into the air, the entire landscape below undergoes a stunning transformation. Those seemingly meaningless lines reveal themselves as hundreds of colossal geoglyphs depicting everything from spiders, hummingbirds, monkeys, and dolphins to geometric shapes of uncanny precision. They were created by the ancient Nazca people between approximately 500 BC and 500 AD. The ancient Nazca people possessed absolutely no flight technology, no hot air balloons, drones, or satellites. How then did they achieve millimeter-perfect precision in creating images spanning hundreds of meters designs that can only be fully appreciated from the sky? The Nazca lines stretch for kilometers with virtually zero deviation. A feat far surpassing the standard ground-based surveying capabilities of that era. Modern science has put forward a range of hypotheses, from a giant astronomical calendar and maps of underground desert water sources to religious ceremonial paths. Over 5,000 years ago, long before the invention of the wheel metal tools or modern cranes, prehistoric people somehow transported sarsen stones weighing up to 25 tons from a distance of more than 30 kilometers. Even more astonishing, the blue stones weighing between 2 and 5 tons were brought from the Preseli quarries located over 225 kilometers away. How did a Neolithic society manage to shape, position, and erect these colossal stone pillars with such precision that they aligned perfectly with the sun's rays during the summer and winter solstices? Although scientists have proposed a wide range of hypotheses from ancient observatories and spiritual ritual sites to sacrificial tombs, no one can state with 100% certainty what the structure's true purpose or the actual technology used to transport it really was. Stonehenge is like a colossal stone puzzle left behind by our ancestors, a place where the deeper modern science delves the more insignificant it feels. How do you think Stone Age people managed to transport stone blocks weighing tens of tons over distances of hundreds of kilometers without the use of wheels? Or was there a force at play that completely defies our current understanding? Please share your thoughts in the comments section. Imagine standing amidst a complex spanning over 56 square kilometers, several times the size of Vatican City. Yet what truly leaves the global scientific and archaeological communities breathless is not what has already been unearthed, but the restricted central zone. Deep underground, a site no one has dared to excavate in over 200 years. The historian Sima Qin recorded in the records of the Grand Historian that inside Qin Shi Huang's underground palace lay countless treasures and artifacts, with the ceiling painted to depict the cosmos and stars. While the floor featured hundreds of rivers, large and small, and a vast ocean cast from mercury kept in ceaseless surging motion by a mechanical system. These accounts were once dismissed as mere myth and legend, until modern scientists brought geophysical scanners and spectroscopic analysis equipment to the central mound. Mercury levels surrounding the tomb's center are 280 to 1,500 times higher than natural background levels. Chemical scan maps reveal that the underground flow of mercury remarkably mirrors the layout of the Yellow River, the Yangtze River, and the seas of China as they existed during the Qin dynasty. How did ancient people living over 2 centuries BC manage to mine, refine, and transport tens or even hundreds of tons of pure mercury underground? What baffles modern scientists and engineers is not the scale, but the almost absurd level of precision involved. The entire granite surface inside the cave, one of the hardest rock types in the world, is polished to such a mirror-like finish that it reflects light perfectly. Manual stone polishing techniques of that era could simply not have achieved such a level of microscopic flatness. The vaulted ceilings and walls are carved with millimeter-precise geometric accuracy, resembling the work of modern laser or CNC technology rather than the product of manual chiseling. The cave's interior acoustics were engineered to produce a specific resonant frequency, transforming the space into a surreal sound amplification chamber. It is said that this was an ancient site for spiritual practice. But given the technological capabilities of over 2 millennia ago, how could they have carved such hard rock? Is this merely a feat of extraordinary human ingenuity or the remnant of a forgotten civilization? Situated in a remote corner of the Pacific Ocean, on the island of Pohnpei, in Micronesia, Nan Madol is more than just an ancient ruin. It poses a direct challenge to modern engineering concepts. A vast city built entirely atop a coral reef comprising 92 artificial islets interconnected by an intricate network of canals. It is often called the Venice of the Pacific, but the reality is far more extraordinary. The entire complex is constructed from approximately 700,000 tons of hexagonal basalt columns. Remarkably, the island where Nan Madol stands possesses none of this stone. The source lies on the opposite side of the island. How could an ancient civilization deemed to lack metal cranes and even the wheel transport stone pillars weighing between 5 and 50 tons across dense jungle and deposit them onto a coral reef amidst the ocean waves? Why did they mobilize the entire region's resources to construct a fortified city on the water despite the site having absolutely no sources of fresh water or food? All drinking water and provisions had to be transported in from the mainland. Upon setting foot on the secluded hill in the Asuka region, amidst a forest of vibrant green bamboo, the first sensation one feels is a mix of astonishment and awe. What lies before you is no ordinary architectural ruin, but massive granite blocks hewn with an impossible level of precision, a true impossible place. Imagine standing right in front of Masuda no Iwafune. It sits not in a town square or the center of an ancient city, but perched precariously atop a steep hillside. It is a colossal block, measuring approximately 11 meters in length, 8 meters in width, and 4.7 meters in height, with a weight of nearly 800 tons. The entire monolith is made of solid granite, one of the hardest types of stone on the planet. Two perfectly square recesses are found on the top of the block, while smooth wave-like carved channels run along its sides. Running your hand along the grooves reveals carved angles so flat and precise that they appear to have been cut using laser technology or modern CNC machinery. Imagine the year 92. Local villagers drained a bottomless pond and discovered a system of 24 massive man-made caves carved entirely out of red sandstone. This discovery raised a series of questions that have left both archaeologists and modern construction engineers baffled. It is estimated that the ancients had to excavate and remove approximately 1 million cubic meters of rock. Given the technology of the time, this would have required the labor of tens of thousands of people over several decades. Yet there is no mention of this project in any ancient Chinese historical records. The historical context is a complete blank. Even more baffling is the fact that no trace of the 1 million cubic meters of excavated debris has been found in the surrounding area. The entire surface area of the walls, ceilings, and supporting pillars is covered with parallel, perfectly uniform grooves cut at an angle of approximately 60 degrees. They resemble cuts made by a modern-day industrial milling machine, rather than marks left by manual chiseling. From a distance, it appears to be nothing more than a colossal magmatic rock formation nearly 200 meters tall, rising from the heart of a Sri Lankan jungle basin. Yet upon reaching the summit, modern scientists are left utterly dumbfounded. Legend has it that in the 5th century, King Kashyapa chose this sheer rock peak as the site for a lavish palace. But the question remains, how was it done? Thousands of tons of brick granite and construction materials were hauled up a sheer 90-degree cliff face. There were no cranes or diesel engines. Did the ancients hoist them using sheer human strength, or did they possess a lifting technology that has since been lost to history? Look to the summit, where massive water reservoirs were carved directly into the solid rock. Even at an elevation of 200 meters, the underground conduits, water pressure mechanisms, and automatic fountains function flawlessly whenever the rainy season arrives. How did they calculate hydraulic pressure with such precision, a feat that commands the admiration of even today's hydraulic engineers? When you witness the towering stone walls reaching up to 11 meters in height, the first sensation that washes over you is not merely awe, but a sense of bewilderment. Why? Because this vast complex spanning hundreds of hectares and composed of over 9 million granite blocks was constructed entirely without a single drop of mortar. Just imagine no cement, no binding agents, and no modern scaffolding. They carved millions of granite stones into perfectly uniform shapes and stacked them with astonishing precision. Having withstood over 700 years of wind, rain, and earthquakes, these winding walls remain standing, defying the passage of time. The Egyptian pyramids are often described as mysterious. Yet we at least know that lubricants or rollers were used to move the stones. In the case of Great Zimbabwe, however, science has yet to fully explain three specific aspects. Today, we will discuss Tiwanaku, a site situated at an altitude of over 3,800 meters on the Andean Plateau in Bolivia. It is home to the Puma Punku complex, one of the greatest mysteries challenging the modern fields of geology and engineering. While the pyramids of Giza inspire awe with their sheer scale, Tiwanaku commands the respect of top engineers for its almost impossibly high level of precision. At Puma Punku, blocks of diorite and andesite, two of the hardest rock types on the planet, surpassed in hardness only by diamond, were cut as smoothly as a knife slicing through butter. The Tiwanaku people did more than just carve stone. They crafted modular stone blocks such as H-shaped units designed to interlock perfectly. The fit between these blocks was so precise that not even a thin blade could slide between them. Furthermore, they utilized special alloy bronze clamps poured directly into pre-cut grooves to lock the blocks together and withstand earthquakes. To date, all hypotheses, ranging from decades of manual grinding techniques to the intervention of a lost civilization, remain purely speculative. Stepping through a narrow passage, branching off from an ordinary house in Cappadocia, the air temperature suddenly drops to around 13 degrees. Sunlight is left behind, replaced by a sickly yellow glow cast against rugged, volcanic rock walls. You are standing at a depth comparable to the height of a skyscraper, only plunging downwards toward the Earth's core, Derinkuyu. As someone who has visited countless ruins, my initial reaction upon touching these rock walls was not admiration, but a sense of dread, an overwhelming claustrophobia. How did 20,000 people, along with their livestock, food supplies, churches, and even wineries, manage to survive for months on end inside this colossal stone belly. Without blueprints or laser measuring tools, ancient builders excavated dozens of meters underground, carving out vast chambers without causing the structures above to collapse. While the tough rock was soft during excavation, it hardened upon exposure to air. Yet a single miscalculation regarding a support pillar could have caused all 18 levels to topple like dominoes. So who was the chief architect of this project? Who built this sprawling metropolis home to as many as 120,000 people? No one knows. By the time the Aztecs discovered the site in the 14th century, it had already been abandoned for hundreds of years. There are no inscriptions or carvings revealing the name of the king or the chief architect. It is as if a highly advanced civilization appeared, constructed a masterpiece, and then simply vanished into thin air. This is precisely what has left physicists and engineers astounded. Thick layers of mica were discovered beneath the bases of the Pyramid of the Sun and the Pyramid of the Moon. The mica found here is not native to the area. It was transported from Brazil over 3,000 kilometers away. How did they transport tons of this thin, flexible material across thousands of kilometers of dense jungle in ancient times? Did ancient people merely shape stone at random? Or are we the latecomers struggling to solve a long-forgotten technological puzzle? Heat-insulating Myca from South America, a timeless astronomical chart, and a people who left no trace. Standing at the base of the Sun Temple, the first thing that overwhelms you is the sheer scale of the monolithic pink granite blocks. Some weigh over 50 tons. The Kachikata Quarry, the source of these stones, is situated at a much higher elevation, roughly 4 to 5 kilometers away across rugged mountainous terrain. To transport these stones here, the ancients had to lower them from the quarry's summit, traverse a steep valley, cross the rushing Urubamba River, and then haul them up a mountainside that is nearly vertical. The Inca are believed to have used neither wheels nor motorized hauling equipment, nor did they possess large draft animals like horses or oxen. How did they maneuver and transport 15-ton stone blocks across a raging river and up steep slopes without compromising the structural integrity of the stone? Whether the story behind Ollantaytambo lies in the astonishing perseverance Whether the story behind Ollantaytambo lies in the astonishing perseverance standing before these colossal pink stone slabs, any one of us cannot help but bow in admiration of the extraordinary ingenuity and capability of our forebears. While the Egyptian pyramids astonish through their sheer scale, Puma Punku stuns humanity with a level of precision that defies logic. The diorite and andesite blocks here are so hard that ancient bronze or stone tools would have been completely ineffective against them. Observing the perfectly straight cuts, millimeter-precise grooves, and microscopic drill holes, one might easily mistake them for the products of laser cutting technology or advanced CNC machinery. The famous H-shaped blocks were carved with near zero margin of error, allowing them to fit together seamlessly without the need for any mortar. Bear in mind that these stone blocks weighing tens or even over 100 tons are situated at an altitude of nearly 4,000 meters above sea level. A place where the air is thin and the nearest quarry lies dozens of kilometers away. How did the ancient Tiwanaku people accomplish this without ironworking technology or specialized hauling vehicles? To this day, science has yet to provide a complete explanation. The moment I set foot here, the feeling was not merely one of being overwhelmed by the architectural scale, but of genuine astonishment. The most fundamental questions regarding mechanics, logistics, and the capabilities of ancient people seem to be completely shattered. Although archaeologists have proposed numerous hypotheses ranging from the use of wooden rollers and rope pulling to make the statues walk to the employment of levers. However, when considering the actual terrain and scale, every theory runs into undeniable logical hurdles. On average, each Moai statue weighs between 20 and 80 tons and stands 4 to 10 meters tall. The largest unfinished statue weighs a staggering 145 tons and stands nearly 21 meters high. The quarry is located at the Rano Raraku volcanic crater. To transport these stone statues to coastal ceremonial platforms, the ancient Rapa Nui people had to move them distances of up to 18 kilometers across rugged hilly terrain composed of volcanic rock. The hypothesis that tree trunks were used as rollers requires a massive amount of timber, yet pollen analysis indicates that the island historically lacked extensive forests of large trees. Stonehenge dates back approximately 400–500 years, and the Great Pyramid of Giza about 400–600 years. But what about Göbekli Tepe? Carbon dating reveals it was built over 11,500 years ago, right as the Ice Age was coming to an end. It predates the pyramids by a staggering 7,000 years, a span of time long enough for entire modern civilizations to rise and fall. According to the traditional historical narrative, 12,000 years ago, humans existed merely as scattered groups of hunter-gatherers living in a primitive state, unfamiliar with agriculture, metal tools, or even pottery. Yet how could such a primitive community manage to hew and transport T-shaped limestone blocks weighing between 10 and 50 tons from quarries to a hilltop? Create exquisitely detailed relief carvings of fierce animals such as lions, scorpions, foxes, and vultures with astonishing anatomical accuracy. Achieving this required a massive, organized workforce. Architects, a food supply system, and technical knowledge far ahead of its time. This stands in stark contradiction to the image of prehistoric humans we have long held. If you only read about it in books, you might simply note figures like 2.3 million stone blocks, each weighing between 2.5 and 15 tons. Yet standing at the base of the structure and gazing upward, the initial sensation is not one of beauty, but of being overwhelmed and awestruck. A single towering block stands as tall as a person, and over 2 million such blocks are stacked to form an artificial mountain nearly 140 meters high. Some 400–500 years ago, when human technology was limited to bronze tools, chipped stone implements, and ropes. The task of transporting and lifting stone blocks, weighing tens of tons to heights of hundreds of meters, remained a challenge that modern science has never successfully replicated on a similar scale. Delving into the architectural analysis, there are 4 major enigmas regarding which contemporary science and engineering have yet to move beyond mere hypotheses. The Great Pyramid of Giza is not merely a historical monument. It is an intellectual challenge posed by the past to the present, especially given that even with modern technology, look at the foundation of the Temple of Jupiter. Here lies a trio of colossal stone blocks known as the Trilithon. Each block weighs approximately 800 tons, equivalent to the combined weight of 3 Boeing 747 aircraft. How did the ancients quarry and transport these 800-ton blocks from a site kilometers away, then lift them over 7 meters high to fit them perfectly into the temple's foundation? At the nearby quarry, the Hajar al-Hibla block, weighing up to 1,000 tons, was discovered alongside another unfinished block, reaching a staggering 1,650 tons. Even with today's most advanced heavy lift cranes moving and positioning these stone blocks with millimeter precision remains an incredibly difficult, costly, and risky undertaking. The Romans claimed to have built this temple. Yet a question arises. The Romans were renowned for documenting their architectural techniques. So why is there no record explaining how they moved the Trilithon, the trio of massive stone blocks? Did the Romans simply construct their temple atop a far more ancient megalithic foundation left by a lost civilization? At first glance, you might mistake this for nothing more than an ancient stone wall. Yet upon reaching an altitude of over 3,700 meters above sea level and standing face to face with these stone giants, the overwhelming sensation is one of breathtaking awe. The Incas, or perhaps a mysterious civilization that preceded them, carved these stone blocks into complex polygonal shapes featuring a multitude of angles. When fitted together, the joints are so precise that not even a knife blade or a thin sheet of paper can slide between them. How did they test fit and precisely cut every intricate winding edge of a 100-ton stone block before setting it in its final position? A deviation of just 1 millimeter would throw the entire structure completely out of alignment. The identified quarries were located between 3 km and over 30 km away from the construction site, separated by deep gorges, rushing rivers, and the precipitous slopes of the Andes. Historically, the Inca did not use wheels for heavy-duty transport, nor did they possess engines or large draft animals like elephants or horses. Many people believe the pyramids represent the sole pinnacle of ancient Egyptian achievement. Yet upon entering the Karnak temple, one is compelled to ask, what kind of technology did the ancients truly possess? Consider the hypostyle hall featuring 134 colossal stone columns, with the tallest reaching 21 meters and weighing over 60 tons. However, what leaves modern engineers dumbfounded is not merely the sheer scale of these impossible places. How did the people of that era hoist stone beams weighing tens of tons to the tops of columns as tall as a 7-story building, all within an incredibly confined space? The ultra-hard granite blocks were cut with perfectly flat surfaces and fitted together so tightly that not even a thin blade could slide between them. Furthermore, monolithic granite obelisks weighing hundreds of tons were transported from the Aswan quarries located hundreds of kilometers away. Modern science terms this large-scale manual labor. Yet looking at such flawless precision, was it truly achieved solely through human effort, bronze chisels, and ropes?